A mother makes a surprising discovery.
I was in shock. I couldn't believe it.
A Michigan woman's daughter slips out of the house in the middle of the night. You won't believe where she found her. And a heated debate. Legislation signed by Arizona's governor is stirring up controversy around the nation. The delay in other legislation is causing in the nation's capital.
It happens to anyone and everyone.
Dozens of people trade in their comfortable lifestyle for a chance at homelessness. The experience they're going through right now.
Now, Nevada's first choice for news. This is Channel 8 News Now, Weekend Edition.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. As you sit in the comfort of your own home tonight, nearly 14,000 Southern Nevadans don't. Every day is a struggle to survive for the homeless, and now one group wants to change that. 8 News Now reporter Zahida Robb is live at the Boys and Girls Club on South Lindell and Sahara to show us how locals are getting a feel of being homeless.
Every day you gotta go back to
Meet James Kelly, the mayor of Cardboard City.
I think it's really nice in our city.
The 7-year-old isn't only an honorary public servant. Just months ago, he was homeless with his mother.
In September, I lost my job, and it was kind of like a negative domino effect after that.
What do you think about Family Promise?
Family Promise, the organization putting on this event, stepped in to keep Jennifer and James from living on the streets.
They give me
For the people who can afford a home, keeping it maintained isn't always easy. But today is National Rebuilding Day. Rita Mojado says until now her home was difficult to walk around because the ground wasn't leveled, the kitchen was falling apart, the bathroom was rusty, and the shower had a hole. Volunteers from Rebuilding Together took notice.
I just went, oh my, what are we doing?
Deferred maintenance is putting it mildly.
It took the volunteers several weeks to gut the inside of the home. Today they finished up with painting and leveling the front porch. Rebuilding Together started 24 projects recently. They have wrapped up the work on all of them. The nonprofit organization did it through the donations of corporations and the time of volunteers. Living green is something that doesn't have to end on Earth Day. And if you want to know how, come join us this weekend. 8 News Now is the proud sponsor of the Living Green Expo that is going on this weekend. It's being held at the South Point Hotel. Once you're there, you'll find a lot of information from recycling to energy-saving tips.
You want to air seal your home, so tighten up your home as much as you can. Use weather stripping, it's very inexpensive.
And of course summer's coming, and you know about the electric bills in the summer. So we're hoping to alleviate that.
Our own Sherry Swensk was the host of today's expo. It opens again tomorrow at 10 a.m. and it's absolutely free. Thousands of bikers from across the country are in Laughlin for the 28th annual River Run.
Just hang out, do a little drinking, do a little gambling, and do a little partying. There's so many bikes, you get emotional, you know. You get this feelings in your blood.
While it's fun for the bikers, it's work for the police. They're stepping up patrol to tackle excessive drinking and, yes, traffic. Streets are packed, but some say the police presence is just a bit too much.
The helicopter is here to assist us during our daytime operations to observe from the air. And in the evening, we'll have the Las Vegas Metro Police helicopter up.
They need to lighten up a little bit because it's going to, I think, bring less economy into this town just for this weekend.
Metro is planting bait bikes around the area designed to detour theft. And just to give you an idea of the police presence in Laughlin, on an average day, about 6 officers patrol the area. Well, this weekend, there are more than 100. Across the country, they are protesting Arizona's new immigration law. A couple hundred people rallied at a Tucson congressman's office Saturday and on the streets of Phoenix. Many of them, in their words, are, quote, furious at what the new law means. Arizona Governor Jan Brewer signed the tough new law on Friday. It would make it a state crime to be in the U.S. illegally, and police would be able to ask anyone to prove their legal status and demand to see a driver's license or a state ID.
I mean, who is next? Is it going to be the point where they put the star on your shirt and say you're a Jew, you're out?
It's a shame, you know, I don't want my kids to I don't want my kids to have to grow up somewhere where they're hated.
Governor Jan Brewer made it clear when she announced her decision to sign the legislation, she didn't want it to turn into a case of racial profiling. But some argue that's exactly what happened.
I will not tolerate racial discrimination or racial profiling.
By signing this bill, Governor Brewer has thrown the door wide open for racial profiling.
President Obama says he'll have the Justice Department look at the possible civil rights violations, and Democrats looking for votes this fall may already be taking the issue up in the Senate. The dispute over immigration forced Massachusetts Senator John Kerry to bench his climate change legislation until Monday. This after Republican Senator Lindsey Graham said he'd drop his support if Democrats choose to push immigration legislation first. Senator Graham is angry that Senator Harry Reid is considering it. In a statement, Senator Reid says he's committing to passing both measures with bipartisan support this year. The search for survivors from an oil rig explosion is over. Now the concerns turns to a massive amount of oil off the coast of Louisiana, the large area the oil slick is covering.
And I grabbed my son, we got on the floor, and next thing I know, the roof come off.
A series of dangerous storms threatening a chunk of the U.S. with wind, rain, and tornadoes. The path of destruction one deadly storm has already left behind. Plus,
what an absolutely beautiful day. We had highs in the lower 80s. We're back into the 80s. That's absolutely beautiful, but we had a severe, deadly tornado break in the southeast. We'll take a look at that forecast coming up when I do my full weather in a few minutes. See you guys then.